What was it was about the competition, and I
Mm,
think for me, it has a good side. It makes us to be hardworking students. Like you can be at home playing soccer with your friend, but you remember that some of your friends are revising their lessons. It's pressure you, so you stop and go and review your lessons.
okay, do you still have another questions, do we?
No, ma'am.
Okay, about competition, yeah. Okay, now we go to uh, after Dwi, who is the next Fina. Is Fina here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what is your questions, Fina?
I wanna ask to you, sir,
Mhm.
Mhm.
what is the proudest thing about the education system there in your country?
The what? Please come back again.
Yeah, the proudest thing, something that you make proud of about the education system.
Okay, okay. The first thing is like when you are educated, people look at you with some respect. Not only that, it helps you to get access to some facilities. Like if you want to work, some of the companies require a certain level of education. So if you have it, it's easier for you to get that access. And for me, I think my case, I'm proud of it because it helps me to, whenever I'm trying to read something, it's easier for me to read it, to understand, because I have a solid background. I give you an example. Whenever I'm reading something in French, I don't spend too much time to look for a new words because the majority of words are well known because I have a strong background in French, and that's it.
Yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
that's
Like, for
what.
example, those who are educated, they speak a good French or English. Whenever you express yourself easily, okay, it makes you proud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think yeah. So you can speak yeah, not only your native language, but you can also speak French and English and the another language. It's I think it's that make the proud yeah about the education system. I think.
Yeah.
Okay, now Ainis. Oh, sorry, Maya. Maya.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Which subjects are the main focus in primary and secondary education?
Okay.
Okay. When subject is the
The
when
main
subjects.
is the primary or the main subjects in the primary and secondary educations.
Okay, okay. At primary, we have mathematics, okay. Languages, where they teach things related to French, a little bit grammar, and also science. And in science, we have three parts: geography, history, and biology, related to the way the human body is structured. And at secondary school, from the first 3 years, we have algebra. What else? Uh, if I can remember, history. We have history, language only French. In many cases here, we don't study other languages. French. We have education to. They teach how a student has to behave in society. Okay, and after that, from 4 to 6, it just depends of your major. If you are doing electronics, if it's biology, so you're gonna have specific courses for your domain.
So how
But
many?
before that,
Uh,
mhm,
sorry, how many languages do the Congolese students have to learn at
uh,
schools? Uh-huh.
normally in many cases it's only French. Everything is done in French. Reason
French.
here, somebody who went to school here in Congo, from primary school to university. If he studied in a good condition, his level of French will be great because everything is done in French. But now, because of technology and everything, some private schools are trying to integrate English in their curriculum.
So, because French is the national language, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
but
So,
everything is done in French here. Everything.
and how about English? Is it also compulsory for the students to learn?
No, I remember even English, but it's one just for you to have an idea. At secondary school, we have just one, maybe 2 hours per week for English from the first year to, and in many cases, people do not speak. They just know this is a table, this is a kitchen, that's all.
How about
But French, it's in everything.
French, everything. And how about the local language like Swahili or another
Okay.
African local language?
Yeah, we don't use the former president wanted to include Swahili in the program that they tried, but they stopped. But we use Swahili only, like here in my
In
city. When
Delhi.
you go to the market or whenever you're using a public transportation, you use it. We use it everywhere, but at work,
At schools.
Yeah,
At
it's
school.
French.
French.
Even at work, we speak in French, but when we have to do formal document, it in English. It's in English or French.
Okay, I see. Okay, now we go to Ainis. Okay, Maya, do you still have another questions, Maya?
Nothing, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Maya.
Nah.
Now, Ainis Safrin. Is Ainis here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what is your question, Ainis?
Okay, so my question is how to build motivation and enthusiasm for learning for students.
Okay. How do you motivate your students?
Okay. For me, it's simple. For me to motivate your student, you have to be a model. Okay. Let's say I'm saying that learning English, like this is what I'm doing apart from my job. I have an academy where I teach English. Let's say I'm telling my student that learning English, it's a key to success. But if they see me suffering, begging for food, if I tell them that they won't follow me, but if they see me successful and whatever I'm saying, it's what I'm doing, it's easier for me to get them motivated because they say, no, what Harmony is saying is what he's doing, and we can see it. He says that English is really important, and we see him making a lot of money or getting access to what we cannot get access to because we do not speak that language. So if we follow his path, we can get it. I think to motivate, the best way, we have to be a model in what we do. So if a student try to check, no, what he's saying is exactly what he does to be a role model.
Okay. Is it enough, Ainis? Or do you still have another questions? I think enough. Okay, I think enough, yeah. Okay, now we go to Laili. Yeah, Laili is here. Okay, Laili, what is your questions?
Your voice is too low, please. Can
Yeah,
you increase it?
yeah, louder, please, Laili, because we cannot hear your voice.
I'm not a Superman.
Okay, I think Lely got poor connection, yeah. Okay, maybe Lely, you can write your questions in the chat box. Okay, because we cannot hear your voice very.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Ditulis saja ya. Okay. Okay, while waiting for Laili to write her questions, now we move to the next question from Arinal. Arinal, are you here? Yeah, okay. What's
Yeah.
your question, Arina?
My question, what is your experience as an English teacher at LEC? Are there any special approach that you ask?
Okay.
Okay.
What is
I
what?
got the question. My experience at
Okay, yeah.
L EC is that we call it Lake.
Mm.
Yeah.
Sorry?
I think my experience is yeah, I get the question. My experience as a teacher at Lake. I think it's extremely beautiful. Whenever you teach in especially in a private academy, it's really great in a way that students are really conscious of why they are a score or passing an exam. They come there because they need the knowledge. So whenever you tell them, they really follow. And it's like a community. Even when we push them studying harder or taking some exams, but there's no pressure as we have in formal settings like at primary school, secondary school. It's just fantastic.
Okay. Arina, do you still have another
It's
questions?
amazing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So the experience is, yeah. So Harmonie has wonderful experience
Okay.
as a teacher. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Now we could. That's the question from Lely. Sorry. What is the questions?
Mhm.
How do the teachers deal with naughty students? For example, Indonesia naughty students will be sent to dormitories or counseling. So how about in Congo? Okay, how do you
Okay.
with the naughty
I
students?
see here it depends of the structure of the school and also the personality of the teacher. If you are stronger and you have a strong personality, it's easier for you to keep your I mean your class quiet. I remember one of my English teachers at secondary school. He was first of all muscular and he can give commands by the tone of his voice. If he says stop it, you
Oh,
feel that and you won't continue. Yeah, it depends on the structure of the school and also the personality of the teacher. Okay,
are you allowed
when he
to?
says stops, even when you look at his eyes, you can feel that no, if I continue, I can die.
Okay, and are you allowed to hit the naughty students? Maybe hit it with
Mm.
slap him, or hit it with a ruler. I don't know. Are you allowed to do that as a teacher?
To
To hit the naughty students or
I'm not
to slap
really
them?
following.
Sorry?
Can you come back again? I'm not quite following. What were you saying?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Can you come back with your question?
Okay, now we go to the next question. Next question from Surun. Surun Nafis.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
He's laughing. He's laughing because later. We will back
Okay.
later about the questions. Okay, Surun Nafis.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I Anna with you, Mr. How has the education system in the country evolved from its colonial roots to better suit current local needs?
I think the system is strong.
Mm,
The biggest problem we are facing right now is to implement the system. That's the problem.
okay, so the
Some schools they it's like you have a good teacher. He gives you good strategies to learn faster the language. But the problem is up to you if you can apply it or not. Okay. If you apply it, you're going to get the result in a few time. But if you're not applying, it's going to be problematic. And I think this is the same case with our system. We have a strong system with a strong courses. Whenever you apply them, it's okay. But as I said earlier, for the majority, the only thing they want is money. Whether you get knowledge or not, they don't care about that, and makes the system weaker. Yeah, and I think to strengthen it, the government should work hard on that. Otherwise, everybody is doing what he wants. But some of the schools are really stronger. Like when I went to university, the first thing you have to do is you pass an exam, first of all, okay? Even though you pass your state exam, but before you start your university, you have to pass an exam and have an interview. Imagine like you're about to get hired. You have an interview, they ask you questions. Why did you choose this university? Why not the other one? And if you succeeded, you can start.
Okay, now I found a little bit differences between our education system. Yeah, as we have discussed before, that we have some similarities. We have common
Oh, it is, yeah.
things. Yeah, we have common things. But I think about the colonialism. Yeah, Congo was colonized by France, and I think the
No, Belgium.
education.
By
Huh?
Belgium, not France. It's
Belgium. Okay,
Belgium.
Belgium. And so the what is it? The education system is still followed the colonials, I think, yeah, by
Yeah.
having French as the national language and so on. Okay, but here in Indonesia, okay, we were colonized by Dutch, but after after that, I mean, right now we don't have, sorry, the students are not allowed. I mean, it is not compulsory for us to speak Dutch, but we have our own language, Bahasa Indonesia, I think, yeah. So, most students right now, majority students right now in Indonesia, cannot speak Dutch. Okay, most of them speak Bahasa Indonesia, and for the foreign language, they learn English, and some of them also learn Arabic. But we don't know
That's
about
great.
Dutch. Okay, we try to
That's great.
get rid the Dutch language, the Dutch from our education system, I think. Okay. And okay, now we move to the next questions. We go to the next question from Putri. Putri, are you here?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Okay, what is the questions?
Wait. And how the education system in Congo equips students to face the digital era? How the education system?
About the digital era and globalization.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And I think here it's making students crazier and stupid. As I said so far, in many cases, school are not well structured. Instead of studying, okay, in order to understand the course, and whenever you have an exam, you're going to write what you studied. But right now, people can enter in exams. I'm not saying that this is the case for all the schools. Some of the schools do that. You can enter in the auditorium with your phone, and you are using ChatGPT or other things in order to get answers. And I think it's pointless. Why are you having exams if you can get the answers from the internet? And I think it's making weaker. People, especially students, are spending much time on their phones and they don't read anymore. Okay, that's the problem.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Something else?
Enough, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, waiting for Dila.
Yeah, sure. I wanna ask, in your opinion, what needs to be improved in teaching methods in your country?
Okay. I think they should adapt courses related to our challenges, the things we face in many cases, people got diplomas, but there's no place to apply the knowledge. I give you an example, an easy example for you to get what I'm saying. Imagine like, if I'm not mistaken, Indonesia, it's a Muslim country, so you don't drink alcohol. Imagine I want to sell alcohol. It's not a good place to go because the majority of the population, they don't drink. And I think it's the same case here. They are just teaching things for the sake of teaching. But when you're done, you realize that you can't use what you learn at university. And I think in order to make it better, what they have to do is that they have to teach people things related to challenges we have here. Okay, like how to fix cars, how to speak a better French or something like that. Whenever you finish, you can find a place when you're going to apply your knowledge and get paid for that.
Okay, Dila,
My
do you still
opinion, I think this.
okay, Dila, do you still have another questions?
Nothing, ma'am. Thank
Okay,
you.
now
Thank you. Thank you, Dila.
Risma.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what is your question, Risma?
Okay. I want to ask you how accessible in education for children in rural areas compared to urban areas in the Congo?
Okay. I think for rural areas, it's really complicated. Okay, really complicated to get access, especially from kindergarten. Schools are really expensive. Okay, it's not really accessible. Sorry, and I think the government has to do something on that area in order to help people to get access. They tried some years ago to make public schools free, but the problem is that as it's free and teachers are not well paid, there is things are not really serious there. Okay, it's sort of like jokes. People are not taking things seriously, but I think the governments have to work hard on that. But to tell you the truth, it's really complicated. Mhm.
Okay, Risma, do you still have another questions?
No, enough, ma'am. Enough.
Okay, now, okay, thank you, Risma.
Thank you.
Now, Soraya, is Soraya here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what is your question, Soraya?
What is the current state of school infrastructure and facilities in the DRC?
Can you come back again? Are you talking about infrastructure? Is that?
Infrastructure facilities, yeah, about the school facilities, I think.
Yes.
Okay. I may say that it's sort of like the same case as I said for the previous question. Like I take my example, I did electronics. The major problem in my school was the lab. We were buying ourselves components and things in order to do some technical exercises. And I think only some private schools have good labs, and it's really expensive to get there. It's really expensive. But we don't, in many cases, we don't really have good facilities. That's the major problem. Okay. So if you're in a school where you can have a lab, when you are electrician or you're doing electricity, you are lucky. In many cases, people are seeing things just by imagining. You're talking about these diodes, never use it, never try it.
Okay, Soraya, do you still have another questions?
Yes, ma'am. I think enough.
Okay, thank you,
Okay,
Soraya.
thank you.
Okay, I think all the girls have asked questions. Now it turns for the boys. Aan maybe
Okay.
or Adi, if you are here. Aan, do you want to ask a questions, Aan?
I have a question.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, how are you? I'm good. I'm good.
I'm pretty good too.
Where are you right now? I think you're in the bus or
Um, yeah, I'm on the bus. I don't want to be disturbed.
I'm sorry.
Koneksi.
You
Poor connection. I think poor connection. Okay, poor connection, I think.
I just don't want to be disturbed. If I'm in office, I will receive
Sinyal lemah,
people
mungkin di
receive
jalan
people
lagi di
passing
jalan.
by.
Sinyal lemah.
So I prefer camera. So that's why.
you're
It was
lagging.
like
Poor connection. Okay, Harmony, I think you got poor connection, Harmony. Okay, maybe yang lain langsung turn on camera aja, turn on camera nanti langsung foto, takutnya Harmony nanti tiba-tiba menghilang. Langsung turn on kamera yuk cepet, langsung nanti saya langsung ambil screenshot fotonya.
Kamera saya nggak bisa.
Ya, oh kan menghilang beneran. Menghilang
Nanya, Miss.
sinyalnya.
Nanya lu.
Now
Belum sempat foto yang bersama, belum sempat masih. Saya tak tanyain lagi.
Saya tadi mau tanya yang sekarang lagi hot Bu di sana Bu.
Apa?
Kayaknya kan di sana kan ada genosida sekarang. Baru muncul.
Kayaknya enggak, kayaknya lagi kehilangan sinyal juga soalnya WA saya juga centang 1. Tak WA suruh join lagi centang 1, kayaknya enggak bisa. Iya, kayaknya enggak bisa. Saya sambil lalu nunggu Harmony datang lagi, aku tak absen. Aku tak masuk siakat. Cek, kan second.
sorry. This was my network. Hello, can you hear me?
Ya.
Di sini lagi
Hello,
dah.
can you hear me? Okay. My network is.
Oh iya. Ayo
Can
yang
you hear
lain
me?
langsung
Okay.
langsung
Okay.
langsung apa namanya? Langsung turn on kamera, nanti langsung sambil saya ambil screenshot. Terus Aan kalau mau tanya, oke, sorry Aan, what is your question? Aan or Adi? Aan first.
Me first.
Okay, yeah, you first.
Okay, go on.
Last night I scroll my Instagram and I knew that there is the genocide in your country, and I'm gonna ask you able to answer my question. It's okay if it's not, it's okay. What
No, it's
happened
okay.
in your
I will answer.
What happened in your country?
I will answer. Okay. Yeah, I may say this. We are blessed as a country in terms of mineral we have in our country, but at the same time, it's the curse. Because of that, all the countries countries who are manufacturing things like cell phone, they want those minerals. And because of that, they find that the easy way to get that is by killing people. And at the east of my country, Goma, there is a war and the people are dying every single day. That's the case. And we are trying to find a solution, but till now, there is no a concrete solution. which has been presented. It's because of the critical material we can find there, what we find in our iPhone, Samsung, and other technological equipments like or cars. Okay. And nations are fighting over that area of my country, the east part of my country, because of that.
Yeah, Anya, is it answered? I think it is answered your questions. Now, how about Adi? Do you have questions, Adi? Adi is still busy, I think. Adi, do you have a questions?
Sorry, I have questions. Yeah.
Sorry?
Okay.
Huh? Okay, what is your question?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can.
Okay, I want to ask about something that you have stated before. You said that there are two languages that being used as administrative language, which are English and French. And is it not difficult? I mean, it's not. Is there any difficulties for mastering this language for government employee? Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah,
okay. For you to get to understand what I'm trying to say is that at the school, everywhere, the main language is French. But in companies, it depends. Like here, what I'm working, it's a Chinese company. It's a Chinese company. As a lot of Chinese, they don't speak our local languages. They speak some English, so we use English in order to communicate with them. But with my colleagues, it's only French because we came from the same system. We went from the same universities. We speak French or Swahili. But with Chinese and others, we use English. A friend of mine even speaks Chinese. One of my colleagues, he speaks Chinese, yeah.
Oh, I see. Basically, the Mandarin or Chinese is gaining popularity in your country as the economic power in Africa, right?
Come back. I'm not really
sure if I get
the economic.
From your, I think Chinese or Mandarin is paying far more relevant than French and English in terms of
I don't
economic.
think so. No, I don't think so.
You don't think?
Even Chinese is I mean how to say it, Chinese companies are everywhere in Congo, but I think English is still the key. Yeah.
Okay. In many cases, many Chinese companies, their employees do not want to learn native language. They speak their language, their Chinese language. Yeah. Is there the same in your country?
It's kind of the same, but the majority of Chinese, they are trying to, they do some extra effort to learn Swahili, but they don't speak it well. That's they try. Yeah.
They try.
Yeah, they try.
And from your statement before, the government tried to implement the native language, which is Swahili, in the school curriculum, but it doesn't work. It didn't work. I think the government of Congo may look to our curriculum. We have a lot native language here, and each ethnic each native language is being learned in their respective regions and respective ethnic areas. Yeah, the government of Congo may look to Indonesia as the example for this. Yeah.
I
Thank
think
you
for
very
me,
much for okay.
Yeah, okay. I think for me it's a good thing to share the part of who we are, our languages, but it's not just a wish. In order to share what you got, you should be producer. But the problem we have here in our country, we are not producing anymore in terms of maybe in terms of songs. Okay, we are well known in terms of songs we sing in our local languages, but in technology, we are just taking things from China and other countries. You see, it's sort of like difficult for us to impose, and like we can see in some African countries like Nigeria, they speak their local languages because they are powerful. They make movies, and I think it's related to we should be powerful and start producing stuff in order to include some of the languages. Otherwise, you can learn the language, but you will never use it in order to earn money or just for the sake of say, I'm an African, I'm Congolese, and I speak this language and so on.
But Swahili is still being used as daily communication, right?
Yeah, everywhere.
In your country, yeah, everywhere. So it's not difficult to preserve this language before the globalization takes impacts on your native language, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I think that's enough for me. Thank you for sharing your.
You're welcome.
Some looks. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Adi. I think it is enough for today's meeting, yeah, with Harmonie. Okay, I think now we before Harmonie leave this room, okay, maybe we can take the picture together with Harmonie. Okay, please everyone turn on your camera.
Wait. Perfect.
Okay, once more, please turn on your camera, everyone. 1, 2.
Is it done?
Okay, sudah. Okay. Okay, Harmonie, thank you for your time. Thank you for.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Merci.
It was a pleasure.
Okay.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah, how to say.
I hope to meet you the next time.
Okay. Yeah, hopefully we will meet again. Okay, everyone, please say thank you and goodbye to Harmonie.
Merci.
Bye.
Thank you.
Merci.
Je vous en prie. On se voit la prochaine.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, Harmonie, you may leave
welcome.
this room. Okay, thank you once again for your time. You may leave this room.
Okay.
Okay, sudah. Kemarin pas share foto, banyak yang underestimate kemarin. Oh, mem kok black gitu. Siapa mau bisa ngomong ke salah satunya. Ya kok
Adibu.
Hah? Enggak. Ya siapa saja. Lah iya, kok rasis dadak no. Guest speaker kan bisa dari mana saja, yang penting kan ilmunya dapat. Terus orangnya baik kan. Orangnya baik. Oke, ini Harmonie sudah 3 kali ini. 3 kali. Sudah 3 kali ini jadi guest speaker. Berarti kebetulan tahun ini kok apa namanya? Reinvite semua. Kebanyakan ya. Yang awal-awal enggak. Kebanyakan diundang lagi mau gitu. Oke, ini kayaknya ada pertanyaan.
Yang Korea kemarin.
Wonge gak respon mana, aku WA, pesanku gak dibales, pesanku gak direspon. Ya sudah lah, ya sudah. Yang Korea gak jadi, aku di PHP. Saya minggu depan masuk dulu ya, minggu depan masuk offline dulu. Mau karena topik baru tentang work values, jadi nanti offline dulu aja. Ada yang sudah siap guest speaker 1 untuk work values, sudah ada.